Hey guys, and welcome to Tea and Questions with me, Hollow. It is Sunday, I believe this will be going up on. I will be back from EuroGamer on this day, so I'll have lots of stuff for you. I will be recording a lot of it. Let me just not spill tea over myself, but on this camera, this camcorder thingy, you know, one of them. And I'll be recording a lot of my experiences and stuff while I'm there, hopefully more than I did last time, and hopefully uploading that. Around that time I should be getting a new PC as well, hopefully. So yeah, a lot of stuff's going on, but EuroGamer will have just finished, and yeah, we'll be on our way back from London at this point. So yeah, kind of cool. I'm really excited. I'll be going tomorrow. I'm recording this on Wednesday, so I'm going on Thursday. Really gonna have a lot of fun and meet a lot of you guys, and just looking forward to it. I've been doing so much stuff with my costume. Oh my god, so much stuff. By the way, if you've not seen it, you've probably seen pictures of it by now, but this is the helmet. It's pretty fucking cool. I ordered that online. I was going to make one myself out of like an Iron Man mask and turn it into a Deathstroke mask with 2 eye sockets. This one only has 1 eye socket, which is going to be a pain during the day. Yeah, sadly, just the people that I ordered from like a month in advance just never sent it, and then I had to cancel the order, and then I ordered a custom one like that. So it worked out okay, but yeah, I would have liked to have done more myself. Like, I made a sword myself with my dad's help, and you know, it was really cool. But yeah, next time I do a cosplay, I think I'm gonna do a lot more preparation and a lot more in advance, but I've learned a lot of things doing this. Anyway, on to Tea and Questions and not Eurogamer cosplay talk. Let's begin with James E's question. What's your opinion on euthanasia, Hollow? Basically what euthanasia is assisted suicide. Kind of. Basically, it's when someone is in some kind of situation, and to my understanding anyway, they're in some kind of situation where they are in a lot of pain and they could be close to death, or they kind of want to die, you know? The pain is not going anywhere, it's slow, it's sort of like they're in a slow death process that's very painful, and there's not really any chance of coming out of it. Or, you know, like someone's in a coma and they've been in a coma for 10 years and it's like, they're probably not going to wake up. That's kind of euthanasia, it's assisted suicide. 90% of the time it's usually when that person wants you to do it. Like, they say to their doctor, take out the machine that's keeping me alive, you know? And in some cases, it's legal in some places. In England, I don't believe it is. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure it isn't. And it works differently, and there's lots of different... It's not black and white. There's a lot of, like, variety in the things that you could be said about it. But I say there's 2 sides to euthanasia. One where, the coma example, where the person is just in a situation where they cannot tell you what they want, and you can kind of choose to pull the plug or not. And then the other side is they are in a lot of pain or whatever, but they're conscious and they can express the want to be euthanized. They want euthanasia, basically. They want to die. So that's the 2 sides of it. One where they can tell you and one where they can't. And I think euthanasia should be possible for the ones that want it. If they express that they want, that it's just suffering, essentially, that they don't want to be part of, they don't want to have to it's not worth it, to them. They just want to do the things what they can do and then just pass on. That's what they want. If someone wants that and that's what they say, then sure. But I'm kind of against the whole coma thing, or where they can't tell you whether they want to die or not, because you are making a choice, and it's blurring the line between murder, almost killing someone who might not want to die in a situation where in the coma. And who knows, so in a coma situation, they could wake up in any number of time, or they could never wake up. So it's difficult. But in my opinion, on basics of it, I would say if they've expressed they want it, they've said that, then okay. And if they're just not able to tell you whether they want that or not, then you shouldn't. That's my opinion on it. There's some places where it's legal, there's a lot of places where it's illegal. And doctors have actually, a patient has been like, really upset and in a lot of pain and begged for euthanasia, and there's been cases where doctors have given it to them out of mercy and then jailed, or had a lot of trouble because of that, which is a real shame. I think my explanation on what I think's okay with euthanasia should probably be legal. I think it needs updating the law on that. But God, what a starting question, James. Jesus. A less serious question from Mr. Kovacs. How do you feel about Batman Arkham Knight being the final installment in the franchise, and will you play it? Yes, I'm going to play it. Will I make videos on it? Don't know. I played Arkham Origins, loved it. Played, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, loved them. But my problem with the playthrough with it is because the last playthrough I did was copyrighted. About half of it was, and then I had to take it off and just go stream it. So I may stream it. I'm definitely going to play it, but I don't know whether I'm going to do videos on them because I can't fight copyright like that, I just can't do that. If they're going to copyright it because it's their game, it sucks and it's dumb, but I just have to accept that, and I'm not going to be able to do videos on it if that's the case. But for the part of the question that's about, am I going to be upset, how do I feel about it being the final installment, I think it's about time. The games are awesome, I love them, they're a very close representation of Batman and what it would be like to be Batman, so I'm proud of what they've done, happy about that. But it's getting a bit repetitive, in my opinion, Arkham Origins and City were amazing. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were amazing. And then Arkham Origins was by not Rocksteady, the original people, and it was by a different company. And they were so afraid that they would mess it up that they just copied it. And it was like a new story in a new area with the exact same previous game from City, pretty much. And I was disappointed by that. So hopefully in Arkham Knight, the story looks to be very different. And the area will hopefully be very different. But what I'm really hoping for is they actually add things, because it won't be a company that's really afraid that they'll mess up this great thing that Rocksteady's made. It's Rocksteady making Arkham Knight, so we should be okay. I'm excited for it, and I think it's time for the final installment, so I'm not that bitter about it. Alright, Elia Keel asks, what is your stance on someone wanting to cosplay even if they don't have the right body type? Well, I'm going as Deathstroke to Eurogamer, and Deathstroke isn't a tall, skinny guy. He's pretty tall, he's a super soldier, but he's ripped, I'm not ripped. So there's that, I when I cosplay, I would prefer, I will pass on it and just do it every now and then like this. But I would prefer if I looked exactly like the character. To me, I love it when I look like the exact character. That's the whole purpose of cosplay to me. And then there's dressing up and stuff, which is just fun. But with this Deathstroke cosplay, I'm coming close, but I'm not the right build. So if I was against some, let's say, just for a sample sake, take a character who's chubby and pretty fat, and then someone is cosplaying them and they're like super skinny like me. People can be upset by that. They're like, you're not the right body type. I think that's stupid. For me, if I saw someone who is like blatantly too thick or too thin or whatever, different hair color, I don't know. If a person wants to look like their version of that character, that's totally awesome. That's awesome. Great for you. I think that's awesome. You're doing something creative with your time, and it's cool. I appreciate that, and it's showing your love for something in a physical form. That's passion, and passion's a great thing. But I think it's really cool to also see on the other side someone who looks literally like that character, because that is dedication. They've physically got to the shape for that character. They've got every bit of gear and they look like the character. That's also fucking awesome. That's another form of passion and dedication. I think both are awesome, and you shouldn't be mad or upset or discriminate against someone who isn't the right body type. They can dress up however they want. It's their body and it's what they want to do and it's their passion. You shouldn't try and trample on that. That's my opinion on that. So I hope that answers your question. Aiden Payne, great name, asks, do you like coffee like lattes and cappuccinos? Yes, although I do drink a lot of tea, I do drink coffee. I know, gasp, horror, but it's a lot rarer, to be honest. I drink coffee when I need to normally. After a long day's work or something, coffee's okay to keep me awake. But I make a terrible coffee, so it puts me off a little bit. But, you go to Starbucks and stuff like that, and people who make coffee well, in general, I prefer that. I really like coffee that's made well, but I'm really bad at making coffee. I make a good tea, but I make a terrible coffee. So there you go, I do like coffee. Alright, Evil Soda asks, Hollow, what are your thoughts on time travel? I think in theory, it's awesome. You know, you could go stop terrible events, but it can also fuck up the world. Like, an obvious one is like, go stop Hitler, but something else could happen in response to that. You know, it's the butterfly effect. You could step on a butterfly and it changes the course of the following 1,000 years. It's too dangerous, I think. Going into the future is not dangerous, I suppose, but going into the past is a terrible, terrible idea. So that's my thoughts on it, really. It was a quick, kind of an in-depth question that I answered quickly there, Evil. Basically, you know, going back in time to try and change the future is just a recipe for just fucking just destruction right there. You know, it's a bad idea. Whereas if you were to go in the future, it doesn't change anything about the past or anything to do with anything. It just changes you and your experiences with life. So I think going into the future is fine, but going into the past is definitely not a good idea. And I think time travel in general is a really scary thing to think about. If it was at all possible ever, it'd need to be in the hands of someone very responsible. And it doesn't matter. Someone's going to get their hand on a gun and do something bad with it. Someone's going to do something bad with time travel if it was to exist. So I don't know. It's very dangerous. But Joja asks a question. Following up from the question about what you're attracted to, what's your opinion on furries, bronies, and so on and so forth? Is it right, wrong, good or bad? Basically, I think it's kind of peculiar to me because I'm not a furry. There we go. I'm not a furry and I'm not a brony. But people are into what they're into, and I suppose they're not really hurting anyone. Again, it comes to like the whole, you know, straight, homosexual, pansexual, asexual thing. Really, as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're happy, that's what's important. You're not hurting anyone, you're happy. Those are the two things that are important. I wouldn't judge someone for being a furry. I wouldn't judge someone for being a brony. I might tease them the same way they might tease me about something, but that's only in a friendly manner. I would never ever judge someone for what their interests are, because unless I'm like, you know, sexually attracted to that person, their sexual attractions really aren't relevant to me, are they? So that's my opinion on it, you know. It's all good. And finally, a simple question from T-Bro asking, will Tekkit Batman style be returning, or is it a dead series? I'm afraid it's a dead series. I wanted to bring it back at the time, but I really didn't have the time. I was working. That was back when I was completely not focused on my channel. And it's just a series that I'm not that interested in and, you know, has no real future. So I think that is one of the few series that I'm just permanently stopping before it came to any form of conclusion. So thanks for watching, guys, and all your questions. If you have a question, please leave it as a comment on this video and I will go through them and be your chance to get in the next one. Otherwise, I hope you had a great day. I hope if you came to EuroGamer, you had an awesome time. If you met me, you know, tweet me pictures with me, you know, stuff like that. I love to see that kind of thing. And yeah, hopefully those of you who might have missed it, who wanted to go, maybe next year. Otherwise, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you next time.